Y'all come on in. Good evening, everyone. Come on in. Please share this. I'm going to answer a question that everybody's been asking me for the last probably 6 months or so. See, January, February, March, April, May, the last 5 months. So y'all come on in and I want to share with you the question you all have been asking. And I'm doing this on my personal page, and then I will share it to my fan page afterwards. I probably won't go live on my fan page. My like page, there's like 1.4 million over there on that page, but I thought I'd just come on my personal page and share this, and go live, and then I'll just share this because they're all asking the same question. And so, I'm good, Jessica. How are ya? So I'm going to share in just a moment. Just let's give it a couple minutes, let a few more people get on here. And some of you don't even know what JMMI is, and you're just totally lost. I'm going to give you a quick background, and then we'll move forward, and I will share. I've just got so many people asking me that question, and I thought tonight I'll go ahead and answer it, because I'm getting a lot of inboxes. I've had a lot of people asking me, I don't know why, but in the last week or so, so I'm going to share that. Let's just wait another minute or so, and more people can get on. And please share this. And then I'm just going to share this onto my fan page. How's it? Hey, Kirby, my friend Kirby Gant. Jessica, I'm glad you're good. Okay, so I'm going to get started. There's 33 of you on here. So, most of you know my story. Of course, I had a personal page in December that got shut down in January. We miss you guys, Pam. We just came from Texas with Pam and Briggs and Cole. My kids they have such a great time. I was involved in the JMMI cult for 16 months. I dated the leader, the cult leader. And the whole time I was dating him, much to my surprise, when I found out about some other women, I went public, and 40 women inboxed me and said they were with this particular person. But I'm not going to go into all that. But I want to tell you, even before I connected with this person, I had a desire for a closer relationship with the Lord. I love leading people in the presence of God. I love been doing that for 28 years. But when I went to this ministry in August of 2017, and I was presented a book that said Face-to-Face Appearances by Jesus, and I thought, wow, there's a way to get closer to him. I could see Jesus. And I had heard stories of Oral Roberts, and I'd heard stories of Jesse Duplantis and different people seeing Jesus. And so I read the book, and I had just a desire for a closer relationship with him. Now, got to understand something. I didn't realize the wickedness of this man. I wasn't around him. It wasn't a typical relationship where we would see each other every day, every 2 or 3 months, talk to him on the phone maybe once, text me every day. I did not know how wicked this. I did not realize this was a cult, that I was absolutely caught up in a cult where the leader was a warlock, wicked, had all kinds of things going on that I won't even begin to talk about on this live, because that's not what the subject of this live is. But I went there and I sang a song on, I can't even remember the date now, but it was the end of December 2017. Now remember, I had a desire to see Jesus, and that's what he guarantees. This is how wicked this person is. I mean, how can you? Guarantees that if you read this book, you will see Jesus. Jesus will appear to you. That Jesus made him a promise that whoever reads his book that says face-to-face appearances by Jesus, Jesus will appear to you. Okay? So, and these people giving their testimony saying they've seen Jesus and different things. So I read the book. So I went there and I sang in December. And as when I was singing, of course, now I've got this great desire to see Jesus. I looked in the back and I saw a person moving, walking this way, then they walked back this way, then walked up this aisle. I never saw their face. Of course, the first thing I'm thinking, it's Jesus, because that's what I've been desiring, to see Jesus. But let me just tell you something. Since I have found out that this man works in witchcraft, he's a warlock, I believe was an angel of light. I do not believe now that I saw Jesus. Now, if you've seen Jesus, I'm not taking away from your, listen, you might have seen Jesus, because a lot of people have seen Jesus, they say. But I do not believe now, with the understanding that I have of what I was involved with at JMMI cult. I didn't know I was in a cult. When you're in a cult, you don't know you're in a cult. And I look back on it now, and that man played that on his TV program for like 2 or 3 months. Every program, it would just play, it would just play, it would just play. Because he's trying to bring credibility to his movement. But I do not believe now, I honestly do not believe that it was Jesus. I don't believe it. Now listen, you can watch the video. Because that was in my heart. That was in my heart, because I wanted to see him. And that's what that whole movement's about. You see Jesus. He says that Jesus promised him that every meeting he has, that he would appear physically. Now, that's how brainwashed I am. That he would appear physically at every one of his meetings. Physically. And I was believing that. Get rid of his books, Margaret. There is a demonic, it's demonic. Get rid of his books. I don't believe anything. Now that I know what that cult is, I don't believe anything that I read in that book. All of that is made up. I'm telling you. Because no truth comes out of that man's mouth. So all those are stories that he just made up. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. There is no, truth is not in this person. It's not in this person. So physically, yes. Now he says you can be in the room, and he'll say, Jesus is in the room, right? I see him. We may not be able to see him, but he sees him physically, is what he says. Every meeting he has, Jesus shows up physically. You know what, Don Clowers? He works in the demonic. He works in witchcraft. He has mind control. I look back on it, I cannot believe that I just cannot believe that I fell for all of that. It was not Jesus. It was not Jesus. I had such a desire to see Jesus, but knowing what I know now, what happens in that cult and in that movement, that was not Jesus. So that answers your question, Vicki, was it really Jesus that you saw? Hey, being in that atmosphere, I thought it was Jesus, but I do not believe for one moment that was Jesus that I saw in that building that night where I put, there's Jesus, when I said that, because that's the first thing I thought. I saw a movement, that's Jesus, because I'm thinking, I didn't know that I was in the middle of that I was involved in a cult. I didn't realize that I was in a movement where the leader sleeps with all of the spiritual daughters from all over the world. I didn't know. I had no idea. And so I just want to come on here because I've been getting so many inboxes asking me if I saw Jesus. That's very controversial. I've heard people, Darlene Bishop, she said she's seen Jesus. Jesus came right in front of her face. So I don't know. I mean, you could say the Bible says nobody can see Jesus and live, but I totally have faith in Darlene Bishop. I don't think she would lie. Okay. So that answered your question. I mean, I just feel bad that I fell for all of that, because if you watch the video, you'd be convinced that I saw Jesus, because I was just, that's what I desired to see, Jesus. And I pointed, there's Jesus, because I saw a movement, you know. So I'm just wanted to be honest and let you guys know that, you know, I did not see Jesus. I don't believe I saw Jesus. At the time, I did feel like I saw him. But now the things that I know about how wicked that cult is, how wicked they are, they're wicked people. There is no way I saw Jesus. Jesus is not reigning in that place. That's a bunch of angels of light, and it's not of God, and it's wicked. And if you got any books from this man, you need to get him out of your house. Get him out of your house. If they call or text you or inbox you, delete, block, and delete. Do not entertain this. This is wicked, and it's not of God. And I was involved in it for 16 months. I had no idea, though. I didn't live there. I didn't live in the same city. I just would fly in to sing at different events. So I wasn't closely connected to it. However, I was a part of it, okay? But yes, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. Yes, right now I see things a lot clearer. But I was caught up in it. And I was dating the cult leader. And anything he said, I believed. Anything. I mean, he could just tell me that this shirt right here was hot pink. And I'd say, oh yeah, I believe I see a little pink in there. But when I began to expose him, he told me I would get cancer. He told me, now anytime you leave a group like that and they tell you that bad things are going to happen to you, like you can get cancer, that's a cult. That's a cult. And so I'm so thankful I've been set free from that cult. I was with them for 16 months. I'm going to tell you something. Every day somebody is coming away from that cult. And you say, Vicki, you're redundant. You're always talking about this cult. I'm not. I have moved on in so many ways. I'm working on a book. My record company, we're going to be working on a CD. We're working on a documentary. But every time I do things like this, either go live about it or post something, I have somebody inbox me, either a woman or someone that hadn't heard about the wickedness of that cult, and they are set free. Just recently I posted 15 people came out of it in a matter of just a few weeks, from London, from Australia, from the United States. And so I'm going to continue to sound the alarm, because this cult needs to be shut down. And I've been speaking it that this year is the year that it will be shut down. He's a fraud. The cult is dwindling. It's let me just say this before I get off this Facebook Live, and I'll be done. This cult, the JMRI cult, has a great graphics person. They make things look like everything's just amazing, you know, from their graphics, pictures of him in arenas and you know, holding crutches. And he told me that those crutches and those wheelchairs builds faith. You know, they bought all those crutches and stuff for the pictures, but they do everything like show that he's in arenas, you know, all those things. Really, you know, 50 to 100 people are showing up to all of his meetings. So he can't get a crowd. The word's getting out. You're sharing. We're going to stop this cult. There's many cults in the United States. This isn't just the only cult. You don't believe the people that have inboxed me. A lady called me 2 weeks ago. She's been in a cult for 13 years, her and her husband. She's sleeping with the cult leader, and she's afraid to tell her husband. This isn't the JMI cult. This is something else. I mean, they got all that going on there too. But so it's not just JMMI. There's cults all over this United States. Cults, and I declare that no more secrets. No more secrets. If you're in a cult, if you're living a secret life, I'm telling you something. It is so freeing to just let it all out there and just be free. And I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that no more secrets. You know, I went for counseling for 7 days in North Carolina, and when I pulled in, I couldn't see tomorrow, and I shared everything with Denise Boggs. She's my new best friend, and I left that place feeling so so renewed and just excited for my future. So got a new CD going to be coming out next year, a book called All You Have Is a Voice, a documentary that we're raising the funds now for the documentary. We need about $75,000. We've had some come in, but we're going to have, I think, like 10 of the women that were deceived by him. Also, we're going to have women, families that have kids still in the cult that they haven't seen their kids in 8 or 9 years. People that, former employees that saw the abuse at JMMI, where he would slap all the staff, and a lot of abuse that goes on there. So it's going to be a documentary that it's going to enlighten, because you know about it because I share it here on Facebook, but the world doesn't know. A lot of people don't know about this, and we want to warn them and sound the alarm, you know. Okay, yeah. It's just go www.jmmi.org. That's not their site. It's one that someone kind of put together. I don't know who put it together, but it gives you a little bit of information. Okay, you guys. So, answered your question. I don't believe I saw Jesus when I was at JMMI on December 2017. Now that I've hindsight, seeing all really of what's going on there, the wickedness, the witchcraft, I did not see Jesus. And you're going to see videos that they're putting out that I'm saying, this is not a cult, this is not a cult. He liked me to say that because everybody was saying it was a cult. Well, if you're in a cult and you have to say constantly that we are not a cult, we're not a cult, we're not a cult, you're probably a cult. So they keep playing stuff that Vicki Yohe is saying this is not a cult. While I was in it, I did not believe it was a cult because I didn't know it was, I didn't realize I was in the middle of a cult. On this side of it, cult, big time. I was in a cult, and I'm just believing God that people will continue to come out of the JMI cult, be set free. Children be set free. It's, you know what, Don? I'm getting better. I'm getting stronger every day, and yeah, they keep inboxing you all, and what they do is people that comment on any of my pages, they're inboxing you, and that's why I've had to come on here several times. Yeah, they're inboxing you, they're calling you, they're telling you that you have a Catherine Kuhlman anointing, which is a copy and paste inbox they're sending to everybody, you know, that he says you have a Catherine Kuhlman anointing. So just want to get on here and just let y'all know, I did not see Jesus. I believe I saw an angel of light, something that was, I saw movement, I saw a person, but I don't believe it's Jesus, okay? All right, you guys, have a great rest of the night. I know it's late. Keep me in your prayers. God is moving. I can't even tell you everything that God is doing to shut this thing down, okay? God bless you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for your support and your prayers, okay? God bless.